Today we travel to Halligo Steps and its secret waterfall that only Rosie can see.
Well, that was Halligo Steps. We've gone down. Hopefully you've seen the view from down there and that amazing dual waterfall that you can only really see by pushing Rosie out that far. Just catch a glimpse of it if you're stood on the rock edge, but nowhere near as good as if you can push the drone out further like that. Used to be 365 steps here, but unfortunately a few have been removed by vandals, so there's a few less now. And they used to farm or fish salmon from there. So as you can probably see by some of the architecture, there's those big holes that are in the ground. It's where they put the poles in to stretch the nets to dry them after. And that little crevasse that's there, the little bay, there's a winch that's down there as well where they would winch the boats up once they finished and then haul them up onto where that building was in rougher weathers. It's really amazing to see, and obviously everything that's caught has to be hauled back up all over those steps, so there's a little resting point halfway that you can take a little breather on, but just absolutely phenomenal to see. Really beautiful. The weather, it's not sunny, but it's nice. There's no rain, which is great. There's no snow, which we've obviously experienced in the last couple of days. But just a really, really nice place. You can just see the wind farm out in the distance there, and a couple of the refineries as well. But just absolutely phenomenal from here.
Next, we headed out on the road to John O'Groats in search for some puffins. here we are. Let's get Rosie out and push her out over those rocks. So we made it into camp for tonight. We have kind of pre-booked. We stopped off for some food in Thurso and booked ahead. Had some signal there, so we booked ahead to this campsite that hopefully you can see. It's really nice actually. We've got electric hookup, so it's a good chance to charge everything up. All of the batteries for Rosie we can charge up, pocket batteries, and also the power banks as well, so it should keep us going hopefully for the next couple of days off grid. Made it all the way up the east coast today, and we've started to track our way across the north coast. Hopefully for the next 7 or 8 days we can take our time and explore some of the more picturesque areas. I know what we've seen so far is absolutely amazing, but some of the places that we're going to see soon are going to be amazing. So join us tomorrow morning, get some coffee, get some breakfast, and get on the road. See you. So it is super windy today. Having a look at UAV forecast yesterday, I knew it was going to be windy. I knew there wasn't going to be any opportunity to get the Mini 2 up. Rosie is having a day off today. However, it is really windy. We've just attempted to go down to Puffin Cove, which you've probably just seen. I'd imagine when it's dry, it's a nice stroll across the scrub, but it was pretty waterlogged. Probably a bit of rain, maybe a bit of snow if it did snow up here earlier on in the week. But we made it up to the point where you needed to scramble down, and looking at it with how windy it was, how wet it was, just wasn't safe to continue on. Obviously you saw some puffins yesterday, which was nice, and to be fair, I think if you'd agree, the view yesterday of the puffins was probably actually better than that point would have been anyway. So not really a wasted trip. It was a good opportunity to carry you, wasn't it, across the moorland. You didn't do much walking. So we're going to push on through now, do a bit of driving, stop off at any points that we can. Because of the weather, we're probably going to stop off at a few points that look like they're just sort of pull up and view. I'll spin you around now so you can see where we are at the moment. There is the Marie Curie Cancer Care Field of Hope in front of us, full of daffodils. I would imagine that this is obviously the right time to come and see this little place here, but it's a lovely little ward-off area. We had Smoo Caves planned as a stopover, but we were worried about how busy it can get. We were really lucky and waited only a few minutes to get a space and started heading down. So we've just gotten into camp for the night. We pushed on through a couple of towns. They were really quite busy. Lots of people trying to book into the fielded campsites with electric hookup and whatnot. We used the app again and we found another harbour-side stopover. This does have electric as well. It's £15, which I think is very reasonable, and it's payable at the local convenience store, which in a couple of minutes I'm going to walk up to and pay for the night. Really just an amazing view. We have the mountains, the loch side, and as you can see from Rosie above, just a beautiful background and place to stop over for the night. I'm really looking forward to waking up here, grabbing a coffee and seeing what tomorrow holds for us. We stopped off at the old school restaurant on the way here. It's kind of what drove us to this place. It was en route along this little road that headed off to this stopover. Past a couple of more wild stopovers, a couple of lay-by side ones, and a couple were down some tracks that didn't have electric hookup, but we decided that this will be really good for the night. Charging up the iPad for little one because that's keeping her occupied whilst we're travelling, and allowing us to concentrate on the roads, with some of the passes being quite technical, as you probably saw in the video from earlier. So this is going to be us for the night. Managed to grab myself a bottled beer, which I'm going to grab in a second, and well, we'll see what tomorrow brings.